You see the hat, you know where it's at. Big Bad Boo Daddy. How's it going, YouTube? Oh yeah, just a quick thing. If I sound kind of off or different, I'm getting a cold or flu or some shit. My body can't exactly handle the temperature or the climate keep changing up here in Ohio. One day it's warm, one day it's cold. You know how that is. Before I get started on this deck, I want to shout out to WK Dad again for his Hammer and Nail Chaos Stun deck. This is a variant of it. I've changed it a bit. I don't want to seem like I'm just copying off him or anything, because I do take into consideration other people's ideas too. It's just his was really good and I sent him that first, so I just kind of went with it. And the decks that I make, pretty much I take into consideration budget, player ability, and everything else, because guys on my team are, I don't want to knock on them too bad, because I mean they are loyal and dedicated and shit, but they just ain't like what you'd call real competitors, I guess I should say. But they try real hard and everything, so I guess that's the main point. They have fun doing it, so you know that is the point of this game. But I'm gonna go ahead and start going with my hammer and nail. I don't really know what the hell Josh wants to call it, because it's what he's running. He's gonna be running this at regionals on the 23rd of this month. So yeah, but we're trying to swap out some things though. He went 1 and 3 yesterday with this thing. He beat a quick draw deck with it. The others he came very close to beating though, because every other one of his duels went to sudden death, and he just lost by like only a few life points. So I guess that's a real step up for him. And plus he dueled the head judge there, Mark, and Mark's a really tough opponent and always has been. So anyway, he got Mark down to like 50 life points before Mark finally ended him, but I digress. Anyway, I'm just rambling on, so let's get this deck started. Dad's in this deck, which a little extra firepower and everything to it, plus actually is easy to pull off with the setup we got going. 2 Thunder King Ryos, because you know it's pretty much great. Well, great against most decks, this format and everything. 4-star, 19 beat stick, stop special. 2 Cybers. Don't really need to go over those. Gores, or that. Mizuki, Spirit, Plague. 2 Chaos. 1 Dakochi, because, well, we only have 1. We're still looking for more, but even with 1, we've actually been able to manage with this thing. So even at 1, it gives him like the little +1 that he needs. Plus, if he gets it off on the opponent's turn, it's always a bonus. Here's where the differences come in a little bit. We got Morphing Jar in here for like massive draw power and kind of screw with the opponent. Plus, it'll set up Dad like really easy and get Chaos Sorcerer off kind of good. And if he's got a dead hand, like he can't get the Chaos Sorcerers off, he can just pitch those, get some new cards, and hopefully work with that. Kokimeru Guardian. This is where the budget equation comes into play, because you know we couldn't get Doom Cows, which those are really hard to come by up here. I don't know about anywhere else, but most of the guys up at our locals don't have Doom Cows. They only have like maybe 1, if that, and they guard that shit like gold. They don't want to give it up. And the vendor up there is selling it for a lot. So we put in Guardian, which it's a cheap substitute. It almost does the exact same shit. You just got to make sure you got either another Guardian or Jar in your hand to keep him. Other than that, he's a 1900, so you can just smash, ram, whatever. And if they got something like a Raikou or whatever, you can tribute, pop the Raikou. They don't destroy anything, and there you go. That pretty much sums that up about him. One-dimensional alchemist, once again, because we only have 1, but we're soon to get 2 of them. It's not so much that we couldn't afford it or find them, it's just time constraints. We didn't have a lot of time to prepare for this, but for as fast as we threw it together, I'm actually surprised at the results we got. 1 breaker, 3 DD Warrior Ladies. Spell lineup, there's maybe like a few differences, I think, because I don't think Dubk Dad had a cold wait a minute, but there's one. Hole, Reborn, Trunade, 2 MSTs, 2 books, 2 Smashing, Mirror Force, Solemn, Trap Stun, which like up here is really good. Torrential, Depression, 2 Tornadoes, 2 Prisons, and 2 Bottomless. And that's pretty much the deck for that. His extra deck, also working on a budget, because we traded off a lot of stuff to get some Infernity stuff, scrap stuff. We tried to get us all in the morning and everything, but we made do with what we had. So let's see, which was Scrap Archfiend, Gotham's, Cataster, Goyo, or Kizas, if I pronounce that right, Brionic, Ancient Fairy Dragon, Colossal Fighter, Red Dragon Archfiend, Light Gazer. I let him borrow one of my scrap dragons, which actually served him very well yesterday, and Chimeratech Fortress for knocking a obvious shit. Side deck: 1 Fader, 1 Intercept, 1 Swallow Flip, 1 Raikou, 2 Divine Wrath, 2 bribes for warnings. Well, warnings and other stuff you can't really get around. Yeah, because in the main deck there's only like 1 spell 3 that could stop that. Chalice, poor man's Effect Veiler. Let's see if I can get him. Another Guardian to kind of set like 3 Guardians into the deck, so that way they don't die so much. Sandman, there's actually another one of them in here, but he took it out for some reason. Sandman, so you can switch out just in case, like for some reason you end up facing a Uriah deck, or a guy who runs heavy on traps and you can't really get around him. Neospatian Grand Mole, Deck Devastation Virus, Light Imprisoning Mirror, and then the last 2 was a Chivalry and a Light and Darkness Dragon, which I traded off, but that pretty much sums it up. So there you go, guys. That's my Chaos Stun variant. Comment, subscribe, rate, love, hate. Hope it's love, because hate sucks. But anyway, it's your lovable Big Bad Boo Daddy signing off.